So we're going to do one more question and answer, then I'll probably do a song. But I wanted to, before we do this question and answer, make sure that you're sending your birthday cards for Grandpa's 96th birthday. Wayne, Wayne, McDowell, capital M, lowercase c, capital Dowell, 901 South 15th Street, 15. And that's Mattoon, Mattoon, Illinois, 61938. His birthday is June 23rd, which we're having the celebration at the park on the 23rd. But just make sure you're sending your cards or your well wishes, which I always say is a letter of appreciation since he was a World War II veteran. He carried mail and he retired in 1986. And that he loves the St. Louis Cardinals, RFD TV, loves Larry's Country Diner. He also enjoys Deal or No Deal on CNBC, playing solitaire. We have my grandpa and I both went to the same grade school, Bennett, and they tore that down. But it's kind of unique that we went there to get, and just make sure you show up for the party too, which is June 23rd from 1 to 5 on the east side of Peterson Park here in Mattoon. And I would like everybody to bring something. It would be nice if you could RSVP by June 20th. By now, you all know how to get a hold of me. You don't need any reminders. And let's go ahead and do 20 question and answer, and we'll go from there. In what ways are you creative? I'm creative in the ways that I celebrate everybody's birthday because I try to do one-of-a-kind gifts that they wouldn't get from somebody else or that would mean a lot to them. Take, for instance, Grandpa. He asked for his birthday for us all to go see Bill Anderson, which we're going to go do tomorrow. And I made sure everybody had a lanyard so we could all go backstage, get our picture with Bill, hopefully all together. I got him a new Bill Anderson t-shirt, a new Bill Anderson baseball cap, army pin from his division. Then in turn, I turned around and ordered a whole bunch of stuff from his division, which the guy isn't even going to get into office until the 18th, and he hopes then before the 23rd he'll get the stuff here, which I'm praying he does. A coffee cup, a new t-shirt, a new baseball cap, playing cards, because he loves playing cards. Let's see, what else did I order him? A ballpoint pen, and I think he'll really enjoy all that. But anyway, that's the way I'm creative. I try to find the one thing they really, really want to request and then go for it. What are your weekend rituals? It depends. Am I working or am I not working? But the main thing on Saturday night, I never miss my Hallmark movie. I've got to see that. Sunday, if I'm off, that's either a good family gathering day or cooking day or doing the floors, which is meaning mopping or mowing. But I'm always busy. Do you snore? I actually don't think I do. When you cannot sleep, what do you think about and how do you try to get back to sleep? I look at the clock, which is right at the foot of the couch, and I think, you know what? Turn it over to God. God's got this. And I go to sleep. What is under your mattress? Actually, nothing. Now, under my bed, I have costumes that are stored in a container, which I'll probably part with pretty soon. Just saying. How much water do you drink in a day? Are we talking bottled water? Or are we talking sparkling water? Because if we're talking sparkling water, I can go through 3 cans easily. Let's see. If we're talking bottled, 2. What about yourself would you like to always keep the same? There's so many things I want to change about myself, but I would always like my hair to be, I used to say I want to be one of these girls that color their hair, but this is the God's honest truth. I have never colored this hair. You could ask my beautician. I have highlighted, yes, to the point that it's about as dark as this right here, because I've always wanted to be a brunette. But my grandpa, love him dearly, doesn't like women with colored hair, and he thinks they all should be natural and appreciate what God gave you. So therefore, I've never had the luxury to really color my hair. But in another way, I guess it's kind of a blessing, because those that do, you have to keep that color going, right? And your age shows up quicker. Not saying that I'm a beautiful bombshell, but I'm just saying I don't color my hair, and I, so far, no white hairs. In hot weather, do you use a blanket, sheet, or no covering? I turn on the ceiling fan, that's definite, and probably lay there trying to convince myself to go to sleep and look at the clock, and then somehow or whether I would just fall asleep. Do you chew fingernails or pen caps? I used to be really bad at chewing fingernails when I was younger. Pen caps when I was about 25, 26, up into my late 30s. But lately I've gotten to the point I don't chew either one. Do you RSVP or ignore responding? I try my best to RSVP, like I hope you all RSVP by June 20th. But there are times I accidentally don't respond, and it's not that I'm ignoring, it's just I forget, and I'm blonde, and I have a terrible memory. What things are you criticized for? Oh, everything. Are you kidding me? There's some people that are like, I wouldn't share so much on YouTube, or your weight, it's going up, or, look at that hair. Don't you want to do something with that hair? Or just like, it's a never-ending thing. When setting clocks, are they ahead or behind, and why? I'm a very stressed out person when it comes to scheduling. It has to be on schedule. I don't like to fall behind, so I would say it's always ahead. What do you use for a bookmark? It varies, but mainly I like to do the little tick marks on the page where I stopped, and then I turn the book over flat, and then I can pick it back up and start at the tick mark. What habit did you pick up from a relative? Habit. I don't know if it's a habit, but my grandma loved cats, whether it was her own cat or stray cats. And I think that's one reason I have so many stray cats in the backyard. I love cats. And I think a love for animals is what was taught to me by my grandma. Do you have trouble controlling impulses? Which one? You all know I went through credit card counseling. It's not so much a compulse for me, but if I'm thrift store shopping and I'm in there and I'm like now weighing the pros and the cons of every item, I may stand there and look at an item for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and it's just because I'm like going, what's the function? Do I need it? And what's the price? And after weighing the pros and the cons, then I either pick it up or I ignore it. Do you always give the real reason when asking somebody to do something for you? I do my best with that. There's times I won't say the reason why I want it done. I'll just say, can you do this for me? And not realize that I didn't give a reason. But usually, most generally, I would say I give the reason. Do you stand or walk on escalators? This is an excellent question. I believe it was Shania Twain, which oddly enough was last year at this time that we went to go see, and there was escalators, and I was scared to death. Those things move, and it just scares me, okay? And, here I am holding on to the side for dear life, and everybody else is laughing, because they're used to this. They're in the big city of St. Louis, and here I am like, no, thank you. I'm going to have the death grip over here. I ain't going nowhere. My niece, God bless her, was even going up the escalator with her own 2 feet. But me, myself, and I'm holding on to that thing because it's scary. What is your favorite room in your house? I've got a lot of favorite rooms. It just depends on the time of day and what my schedule is. I would have to say each room has a different vibe, a different feel, and there's just a lot of favorite stuff. What is your favorite line from a movie? Oh my goodness, no, that's a deadly question to ask me, because I've got so many of them that I could probably quote back for you verbiage. But I would have to say there's so many good lines. Sweet Home Alabama comes to mind when he says, why do you want to marry me anyway? And Reese Witherspoon spurts back, because I can kiss you anytime I want. And, that was a beautiful ending. Then you have Walk the Line, and that was just a moving story. Also, Pure Country, where that little piece of chicken shit is chicken shit too, and he ends up being a good guy in the end, George Strait. But anyway, that's a cute movie. Come to think of it, I like the Unleashing Mr. Darcy, where she comes to, I think it's DC, and she doesn't realize that Donovan is right across the street, and here comes another Cavalier, and he's like, Miss Scott, and she's like, you, and he's like, you act like I invaded your territory, and she's like, well, I didn't know you lived across the street, and something to the effect where she's like, I just couldn't imagine you living here, and he's like, well, it's a cute movie. You have to just see it. I know I messed the wording up, but it's one of my favorites. Marrying Mr. Darcy. That's another one, where he proposes and she turns the collar over and finds a wedding ring or an engagement ring, and it's just, oh my goodness. Urban Cowboy, where he comes after Sissy in the end and they work things out. Let me see, another good one. 8 Seconds. It's sad, but I like when him and I can't think of her name, Kelly and Lane go to the Whataburger after he's pestered her wants to go, and then she kind of is like going, he's got a skinny butt, and the mama goes, I judge them more by their heart than their ear, and it's like, that's a good one. What is your favorite year of your life? Oh boy. Well, I can tell you what it wasn't, but my favorite year of my life. There's been so many memorable moments that I can't pick it out. It's tough. To actually go back and reply a favorite year would be doing a disservice to some of the people that I either lost, unfortunately, to a death, or it's just, I couldn't pick out a particular moment. There's so many memories, and some were great. Some I could relive a million times over. Like meeting famous people. I've been blessed with that. Conway Twitty, late Jim Glazer. We met Eddie Raven, Marty Stewart. So many of them in the front room. Some living, some not. We've seen Bill a lot of times, Whispering Bill Anderson, and I'm praying tomorrow that we can go backstage and get our photos taken with Bill, because that would mean the world to Grandpa. So Lee, if you watch this, please hear my plea. Just get along with Grandpa tomorrow and let us get our picture, and that's all we really want. Of course, Grandpa wants an autograph on his new hat that I got him, and I'll need an autograph on the lanyard that has no autograph on it, but other than that, it's just a picture. I promise. So I hope that goes well. But other than that, I hope that you all have a wonderful evening. This is Thursday. I hope to see you again tomorrow night. It just sees how much time we have. I don't know exactly what's going to happen there. And remember, of course, the card shower. Remember the party for Grandpa in his honor. And please be there. Please, 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 please. That's all I can say. Okay, well, good night. God bless. See you later.